including Elon Musk, father of 12, who has said civilization will crumble if people don't have more kids.
Having a kid is a vote for the future.
The world's richest man, Elon Musk, is a supporter of pronatalism, which per the Wall Street Journal is a movement mostly populated by religious conservatives and immigration opponents concerned that falling fertility rates could lead to economic and political catastrophe. Yes, this is true.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk was saying that he made a claim on a podcast that the birthing rate was way down with young people and that basically the world population was going to nosedive and that we were all going to go extinct. Rather than it being some big nuclear war, he thought we were just going to go extinct because everyone was going to stop having babies. And I got to be honest with you, that had to have been one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
Leave it to comedian Bill Burr to take Elon Musk to task.
Well, I do think that like some of the incentive structure in a lot of countries is against having kids.
Yes.
Like it's sort of it is expensive to have kids, especially if you want to sort of give them the best education and all that sort of stuff. So it's it is financially difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I say that, but then ironically, the higher someone's income,
fewer kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't totally make sense that you have an inverse correlation with income and kids. So I guess people may sort of think that, but it's not actually real, you know?
What planet is this guy living on? Well, speaking of,
It's like, you don't think when people notice that we're becoming extinct that people won't then have babies? Maybe, did you ever think why they're not having babies? Maybe they're not having babies because they don't want to bring them into this fucked up world. If the population went down significantly and we could reverse what the we're doing to the planet, maybe more people would feel like there's a reason to bring a life into the world.
Burr is spot on here, which in effect shows the bigger point that folks like Musk just completely miss. What future do kids even have in this ever-changing climate? The more one thinks about it, the more bleak it feels.
Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Bankman-Fried. For years, we've all been told that these tech titans are literal geniuses, visionary thinkers who earned their power through sheer intellect. But after what we've seen over the past few months, I think we finally need to admit, once and for all, that these people are f***ing idiots. And they have been the entire time. I mean, just look at what's happening. Self-proclaimed real-life Iron Man Elon Musk just went billions into debt to buy his favorite bird website, then fired everyone and announced his new toy was about to go bankrupt. Twitter has spent the last 15 years painstakingly building credibility and trust with brands so that they felt comfortable enough to, advertise on a service known to most of us as a cesspool of nonsense and hate. And Elon just burned it all down with one of his dumbass flamethrowers for $8 measly bucks. On top of being terrible at math, Elon also f***ing sucks at the one thing he's supposed to be good at, running a company. When Elon bought Twitter, he immediately fired half its employees, then realized he needed some of them to, run the website, so he begged them to come back like a desperate ex-boyfriend who thought he could do better. Elon treated people so poorly that the executives in charge of trust and safety, privacy, information security, and regulatory compliance all quit. Whoa, that might be a problem since Twitter is currently under an FTC consent decree that requires them to strictly follow privacy regulations when they do things like, say, publish a new paid verification service. I'm not a legal guy, but let me just check what the penalty is for violating that consent decree. Oh, says here it's billions of dollars in fines and potential jail time.
It's almost odd looking back at how Musk hedged his bets on, in my view, buying Twitter, intentionally running it straight into the ground, using, in part, our tax dollars to make himself the richest person in the world, and then hedging his bets again on a Donald Trump victory to avoid what Adam Conover just went over. It's almost sad that it seems to have worked.
Well, no one's having babies. Looks like we're all going to go extinct. I have a new theory. Okay? Smart people who go on podcasts are not that smart. All right? They're campaigning to be smart. That Neil deGrasse Tyson, I mean, when is he looking through a fucking microscope? Every time you see the guy, he's fucking on a podcast. I'm on a podcast. I went to summer school. I'm a moron. Right? And then somebody else, oh, look at me. I'm going to make a fucking spaceship that goes to Mars. You're going to do it? You're going to sit down and do it? Or do you have the ability to organize and delegate it? Where the really smart people that are making it don't have time to go on a fucking podcast.
Again, all fair points by Burr. Musk is going on one show to another and usually comes out on the wrong end, no matter how much a host like Zuby tries his damnedest to laugh and brouhaha with him.
Elon Musk became one of the richest people in the world by convincing enough people with power that he's a genius. But there's no there there. He's not a genius. He's not a scientist. He's not an engineer. He's not an innovator. There are so many instances of Elon exaggerating or flat out spinning tall tales about his own prowess, but that was hard to not turn this video into a sprawling limited series a la Shogun.
But we love a good scam, so let's learn about the self-perpetuating scam that is Elon.
Aaron and Alyssa are also preaching in this video. That is a must watch. It's true, Musk is not some genius, he's a BSer. A con man, just like the POTUS he helped put in office. Two peas in a pod, really.
All of these fucking doctors and going on pod. Shouldn't they be like, what? Hey, some comedian wants you to go on his podcast. I'm too busy curing cancer, or trying to. I don't have time to go on and try to explain what I'm doing to somebody with a high school education.
Now we know that he is going to choose Mehmet Oz as the head of Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Now, a couple things to note about Dr. Oz. In addition to being a television doctor, he also is somebody that Donald Trump put up for Senate in 2022 in Pennsylvania and lost. He was very unhappy with Dr. Oz at that point, but obviously they have cleared the air since then, since he is naming him as part of his administration.
Shout out goes to this guy.
My question is why? I understand how. I know you got a thick skin. You're not one of those people that's afflicted with the need to be loved by strangers. I get that.
I think that's true.
And this guy too.
I don't think like doctors who are on TV are that good at their job. I don't think therapists that host their own talk show, I don't think they really give a shit about the mental health of other people. I don't think they do. There's just something about it.
Because they are both rightfully in Burr's sights.
Elon and early space ally Michael Griffin traveled to Russia together to try to convince some Russians to sell them some ICBMs so that Musk could pretend to invent rockets. But the Russians weren't interested because Elon was not an astronaut, nor did he possess any particular expertise about space. He was just a guy who liked space a lot. Undaunted, Musk used his PayPal money to hire a bunch of people who did know what they were doing space-wise, and the company SpaceX blasted off.
It's proven over time, Musk, again, is not a brainiac. He's just a rich kid who can bankroll companies.
That whole fucking theory that like people are just going to stop having babies and like that's why we're going to go to extinct, it's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because if that was actually the case, then there really wouldn't be an abortion debate because there'd be no fucking babies to abort, right? Now listen, I know I don't have a shiny face in my own car company, but I'm just going to say I don't think that that's the smartest theory out there. Oh my God, shots fired. All right. I'm not even upset with Elon Musk. I'm just upset with other mouth-breathing morons like myself that we never question people like that. Where you just kind of sit there going, like, or at least I don't. I just go, well, that guy's really successful. He must know things. And then every once in a while, I'm like, well, if he's really that successful, what the is he doing talking to people like me? Oh, who gives a
Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/tytsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.